What is up, nerds? If you hadn't caught it, part of this year's April Fool's shenanigans over at tf2maps.net was a small mapping contest held by myself. I feel like I'm a bit of a connoisseur of joke maps at this point, so it sounded like a fun event to hold. Today we're going to reveal who won that contest and show off a few extra honorable mentions. Each map was judged by myself in 4 categories. Fun/funniness, as in how fun is it overall to play, and how funny is it as a joke map. Gameplay, as in how well does the actual gameplay itself hold up, and if it has a good layout or not. Originality, as in how original is the concept of the map, or is it just train saws and lasers thrown around? And last, technical, which is taking into account the actual entity work required to create the map. Breaking ground is great, but creative use of basic entities is always good to see as well. But on to the results. In third place, CP Flores Lava B1 by Oatmeal. This map is a clever take on the classic concept of the floor, being lava, on a standard 5CP map. While a bit difficult at times, it's actually pretty fun to fight on, and there's a few regular spaces that give you a bit of breathing room away from always narrowly avoiding death. I enjoy the attention to details on this map, like the displaced lava terrain under the lava layer itself. A lot of people would have just settled for the above layer and not taken time to really sell the effect when you fall in. I had a lot of laughs playing this map, which is exactly what I'm looking for in a good joke map. A few issues do plague this map though, such as being able to build sentries in the lava, and last being pretty difficult to push back out of. But that said, all of these maps have the potential of being updated, so these issues could sort themselves out pretty soon. In second place, Dom Presidents A1 by Kilohertz and Sush. This map probably has the funniest reveal of all the maps in this event. Starting it, you kinda get a bit confused. It's a domination game mode, with a player destruction HUD, and a ton of control point outlines visible all over the map in front of you. In the mad dash to capture your closest point, that confusion is added to when instead of capturing it, you pick it up like an intel briefcase instead, and put it on your back. When each team finally meets in the middle, it's like a dozen or so control point turtles are running around fighting each other. It's absolutely hilarious to see. Sorry for ruining the surprise though. One cool feature of this map is that when you have a control point on your back, you retain the outline from it, so it sorta gives everyone a bit of a limited wall hack. This actually puts the team holding the most points at a slight disadvantage, as the other team can more easily sneak up on them knowing their exact positions. That gives it a really good back and forth to the fight. One issue I do have with this map, however, is the announcer spam. It is non-stop during the whole thing. This does hurt its replayability for me, and pushes it into more of a one-off joke than a long-running joke map. But this is again something that could potentially be fixed in an update. And in first place, the winner of my 2016 April Fool's mapping contest is... dramatic pause! PD Meme Machine B1 by Nick TF. So if you guys know me, you know I'm not a big fan of the memes. I'm not a memer. However, I felt this map struck a really good balance between fun gameplay, funny jokes, surprising reveals, and technical merit. The player destruction mode has a lot of potential for interesting thematic ideas, and I like what this map did with it. Your team must collect fuel units from fallen players and deposit them into the designated zone to fuel up a rocket. After a certain amount of units are deposited, the fuel room will lock off, and various events will go off around the map. Each event is based off a different meme. Most of these events are pretty funny, and the reveal for each is the exact sort of thing I look for in a good joke map. So while not necessarily my particular brand of humor, I thought it was all pretty well done. Added bonus to this map, it sort of created its own meme itself. I don't know what it is with the player destruction mode, but the voice lines always seem to stick. This one has fuel units! And while not the most technically advanced map, I felt it had a good use of intermediate to basic components that fits the map perfectly. So congrats Nick TF for your achievement in TF2 joke mappery. Each winner this year will be receiving a draw from our prize pool, as well as the recognition of making the best joke maps of the year. April Fools is pretty serious business to us over at TF2 Maps. But on to the honorable mentions. First, I wanted to mention Koth Leveled V1 by Dr. Lambda. This map has some really funny reveals and some hilariously unexpected gameplay spaces. While not all of them are perfect, I think it's a pretty funny map and I applaud your efforts. Also, Wolfenstein 3D! Next, I can't get away without mentioning AF Rapture B1. This map was a huge technical undertaking and collaborative effort from Ur, Muddy, Corvatile, Exactol, Seba, and UEAKCrash. Not only is it a very unique map with some really creative and clever technical components, they actually managed to contact Valve and get them to add some features to the engine to allow it to work. The map is really fun, and other than a few minor quirks, I think it's a great map overall. It also features a ton of great voice acting by my buddy UEAKCrash, better known to you guys as the voice of Train God for my map Trainsaw Laser.
Another shower coming in, boys! Gather up them space rocks!
Now the only thing that was holding this map back in this contest is the fact that it just isn't a joke map. There isn't much particularly funny about the map that makes it one. But that said, I could see this map with some updates eventually getting added to TF2 itself, so that's a much better prize than any little joke map contest I'm holding. And last, a bit of a dishonorable mention to CP Manshaft A2 by Egan for making me incredibly uncomfortable defending its last point.
Oh, God.
That's just why. But huge props to anyone who submitted anything to this contest. Even if you didn't win, even if you didn't do that well, you created content and you tried something different, so that's all that matters. If you're interested in seeing all of my scores broken down further, check out the thread linked in the description below with the full results.